Here, Logan, come here. Yes. I don't want to break this. Okay, right. I'm showing my friend how Facebook Live works. Okay. So this is unannounced. So you'll see it says 7 viewers, 43 viewers, 168 viewers, 362. Yours will do the same. That's my buddy Logan. Say hi, Logan. And then in just a second, comments will start appearing. Ada, see, hello. Hello, Ada. Laura Hanchard, hello. And see, I want to like Laura Hanchard because she said hello. And then, oh yeah, cheers. Oh, nothing.
Wait a minute, so is it like Periscope?
Why do you ask?
Well, because I was wondering if it's like Periscope, because that's all I know.
Para what?
Scope!
We just finished. Right? Finished.
Just finished.
Yes. So you'll see what's going on? Okay. Now, Gracie, Frederick, now look. So all this stuff starts coming in, and it says there were 26.1, not million, that's a K. That's not a million. Hi, Caroline Myers. So as you're talking, hey guys, just checking in from...
So those don't scroll nearly as fast as they're probably coming in, right?
Correct. Megan Lee Martinez, thank you. Janado Macena, hi, thank you. Just wanted to, I said Janado.
Sorry.
He was impressed. All right, just checking in. Love you guys. Wanted to show the glories of Facebook Live to my buddy, but I gotta go back to work. Mwah.
When you guys were growing up, what were you guys such big fans of that you were just like, oh my gosh, I love this so much? Like, what did you guys freak out over?
Wrestling was one of them. I still have like Ultimate Warrior and Undertaker toys from the Bash Brothers. I still got them. Hulk, who's now $115 million richer. I might leak a sex tape from him.
Or just stream it live on Facebook.
In the sulfur. It's sulfur. But yeah, wrestling was
Demon
one.
sex.
Demon sex. Oh yeah.
You did marry
It's like demon. It'd be like a muggle, right? Like it would be a just Harry Potter reference. That was one. I was always a fan of the Cowboys and Spurs. Pearl Jam at a later age. Yeah, go Seattle. So yeah, so, I mean, I collected cards and stuff. I was a pretty Star Wars. Lynn knows a few other things that we'll wait for. Yeah.
I don't know. I was into I collected baseball cards, and so I was pretty into baseball as well. And I think I would have. I freak out every time I go into a baseball stadium. I don't know if you guys. That and monster trucks. I don't know why. Something about a stadium. Going into a big stadium with a big event happening. Yeah,
That's why you always act so funny. We've been lucky to like get into some cities and like, hey, we're gonna be in Seattle. We should go see a game on Saturday. So we'll show up and everything's kind of like, you know, we're getting through tickets. As soon as Jensen gives the ticket, he's like, who's this guy? Music in his head.
oh yeah.
Yeah, God's like, they cry. And I hate it, because you're like, sometimes it doesn't happen. We had a scene the other day where it's not written anything about tears, and when the scene played out, Dean Winchester was tearing up. Like, it had just happened. It wasn't written like that, right? And it's a great scene. It's episode 21. Prepare. But so it just kind of, at this point in time, we've spent so much time with these guys, Sam and Dean, that it's kind of easy to pop in and out of it. For those who've seen the internet things were crazy, like that, it's sort of like, action, thanks for your time. Out the doors. So I think the emotional scene is just letting the character feel it. And I guess for me, I think the thing that came to mind, yes, if there's something I was proud of, was probably the season 8 finale. It was a lot went into that. They had the scene with this dude.
Yeah, it's and it's changed over the years. I think Jared will agree that you know, seasons kind of 1 through 3 or 4, even 5. There was maybe a different process to kind of get those emotional scenes, to get to get to that emotion. But like you said, just this past week there was a scene that was, it read in when first reading it, it read like a kind of a normal Dean Winchester reaction to what he was dealing with in that scene. Kind of angry and rough, and then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, well, that's certainly the obvious choice, and we've seen that reaction from Dean hundreds of times. Maybe this is bigger than that. Maybe this is something different. And so I just kind of looked at it from a slightly different perspective, and it took on this whole different nuance that I wasn't even prepared for. And it just kind of came out. And so we did it once in the wide, and then they started talking about, okay, who's going to get their coverage first, and it was he and I and one other person in the scene. And so I asked Tom Wright, who's directing the episode, I was like, hey, listen, I don't know what just happened in the blocking, but something this just took an emotional turn in the scene. Would you mind if we did my coverage first? Because I don't know if that's going to stick around if I do it too many times, if I get stale. And I want to do it while I'm fresh. That way, the other two actors can see what's happening, and when they get their coverage, they can react accordingly. So it was a bit of a game plan there. So we did that, and it got emotional. And then what was crazy was, because the scene, and because I was looking at it that way, was so heavy, when they turned around and I was off camera, still just waterworks. And I'm like, all right. And I remember the other actor.
I was like, Jensen's really playing this up.
I remember the other actor, who we could probably say, but I'm not going to, was like, wow, that's the best off-camera acting I think I've ever done. I was like, well, it wasn't intentional, trust me.
And there's a funny thing, I think he and I have both actually talked about it. De Niro once said that when human beings, there are times, and Dane Cook does a great bit about like when you're having a cry fest and you go to the mirror and you're like, I'm crying really hard, this is great, but for the most part, people hide their emotion, so it's almost the marriage of seeing emotion well up behind somebody's eyes, but seeing them fight it. Like, I find that much more interesting than somebody just going, so anyways, hope you like it.
Yeah, I find that when emotion kind of overtakes you, the more you fight against it, the more you can't hide it. Which is interesting when you've got a camera in your face, as opposed to going, oh, I should be emotional here, and it would be really impactful if I could drop some tears. It never works, and so I find never to, like he said, when you see it in the script and it's written, oh, Sam cries, that's like putting in an order for tears, and that's never going to happen naturally. But if it happens naturally and it wasn't written, then I think
Supernaturally.
I think those are the magic moments, and that just, who knows when they are. They kind of surprise us too. So
Welcome to the SuperCon.
yeah.
Thank you.
Time where you realized that this was something that would evolve to this point?
God, I mean, I don't think anything could have really prepared us for it to evolve like this. But I think I remember, early on, it was sort of like, where are you from? Texas. Where are you from? Texas. Cool. Who's your team? Cowboys. Who's your team? Cowboys. It's gonna be all right.
Are you talking about like him and I, or are you talking about all of this?
Either or, I mean.
Everything? I don't know. I think I remember. It's obviously been a collection of highlights over the past 11 years for not just his and I's kind of friendship and growth as two guys who can work together and get along as well as we do. I would say that one of the moments that kind of comes to mind was when he and I got into a bit of a riff season 1. And in 11 years, that's really the only time that he and I have ever combated each other. And I remember we got together right after that because we were both pretty upset. And we kind of looked at each other and were like, listen, that can't ever happen again. If we want this to succeed, and we want this to succeed, that kind of stuff has got to get taken care of before it reaches that level. So let's just, make a pact, and it's never broken. And I think that was one of the moments, that was kind of a turning moment for he and I, of like, okay, we gotta be together and work together and do this as a team if it's gonna have any chance of success. So I think early on we kind of found that we were better as a as a total, the sum of two of us, we were separate.
And I think that happens in any relationship, whether it's friends or co-workers or boyfriend, girlfriend, spouses, any sort of relationship, it kind of gets tested, and that's when you find out whether or not it's worth it to you. If you're like, okay, that kind of sucked, let's move on. You know, like, this pissed me off. Okay, this pissed me off. Okay, instead of saying like, shove it, I'm gonna be like, all right, buddy, I'm sorry for my part of it. I'm sorry too. All right, let's get back to set. So, I remember that. Yeah.
And then as far as this goes, I think it's really been, you know, it's been fueled by you guys. You know, the fact that you show up. You know, there's the what is it? I forget what movie it was, but Harrison Ford goes, you know, guys are easy. Women just have to show up.
6 days, 7 nights.
Big Oregon.
That's right. And so I think that really kind of when we could see and feel the energy and the common denominator that is the love of this show and the storyline and these characters, and we could share that with you guys, and you guys could share it back with us, then that really got the ball rolling, and I think it's snowballed for the past 10 years, and it's been awesome to watch. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have my other one if you want to play that one instead.
I just remember that
Singing.
I don't really remember a lot of
Capo, it's like a guitar. Capo at the 5th fret, play the 4 high strings. So a D chord would be a G.
Well, because there's right. All right. If you were to give me like some chords and like a tab, I could play that. Like I do remember learning the Big Iz's song.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, and I learned that and played that for JJ, but that was about a year ago. So I'd have to look at it again. But yeah, this is here. I'll give this back. I will say that I have a very special uke at home from somebody who's very popular in this city, Mr. Eddie Vedder, who, as some of you know, actually released an entire album of ukulele songs called the Ukulele Songs, and he signed the uke to JJ, to my daughter, and so I learned to play on that for her, and that was pretty special. That was pretty cool. So yeah, I love that stuff.
We're getting dragged out of here, guys.
Do we have one more, or are we out of here?
It's not me.
All right.
Can I ask one more favor? We all are screaming. This is. Tom, how old are you?
I'll imitate Tom.
Will you all do me a huge favor and help me sing Happy Birthday to my 4-year-old? His name is Tom. 1, 2. Oh yeah.
I love you.
So much. All right, somebody take these. What do I do with them? Tom, you get candy. Wait. Oh yeah.
That's it, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. More candy.
I'll just give you Tom over the hotel staff.
Yeah. I don't recognize that one.
So, Let's make this official. Seattle, Washington, Jensen and Jared Padalecki.
Did you guys enjoy the concert last night? Well, we were busy giving a concert of our own to Tom, who has now had us sing "Happy Birthday" to him a dozen times. In fact, last night at his little birthday dinner, he kept relighting the candle on the table, to which all of us were so proud, because now he's a full pyro. And if there was ever any doubt that he was going to be mischievous, that got washed away yesterday.
There would never be any doubt.
No, I just said if there was ever a doubt, it's gone now. So, yeah.
But yeah.
Isn't the math fun?
I just love math. I started saying that with a full breath of air, and so it was just going to come out no matter what. I couldn't stop it. Like, the train had left the
What was coming out?
Nothing. Is that Chef yelling?
Yes. He's yelling no. I'm the baby of this family. Feel you, Chef. I got you, buddy.
I would love, despite them getting stage fright, which, by the way, was the highlight of my weekend, knowing that my children don't want to be on stage. So
Just yet. Wait till you get home tonight. Tom's like, I want to do that again.
Yeah. In front of
Can we watch
cameras.
the video?
Or no. I'd love to have some more.
Okay. Enjoy their company. We just had, some of you might know the name Eric Kripke come and visit set. He came and visited us on Friday.
Thursday.
And, Friday. I got you. He's got kids. It's all right. And it was just interesting because he said it's so nice to come home. And I said, yeah, you mean like coming back to your old high school where no one's graduated? Because that's what's happening here. He's going off and he's like on his 4th, 5th project and we're all still slugging away. Doing our thing.
When we got picked up for season 12, someone made the joke that, yeah, good to be going. When we got picked up for season 12, I think the first comment out of somebody's mouth, I don't know who it was, but they were like, for the season 12 wrap party, we all have to show up like in prom dresses, in prom suits, because it's like going to school with somebody and growing up for 12 years and it being senior year. I'm like, now it's prom time, so.
That's not going to happen. Just going to put that out there. Well, he might wear a prom dress.
Unless you're
I'm not going to wear a prom dress.
Unless it's hanging in his trailer, then he just puts it on. Then it's not my fault. A little bit of tissue paper, just
Yeah, I don't know what this thing's for. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, nice to have Rob back, and we hope he sticks around for a while.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'll mirror that. I'll say basically the same thing. He and I are both actors. We love telling stories. We love movies, watching movies, talking about scripts. We still get scripts for movies and read them and go like, hey, did you read this? Yeah, it's cool, huh? Well, it'll be fun to watch in the theaters, you know. But I think he and I both feel an intense commitment and loyalty to the Winchester brothers. I had to go back and play a different character for the first time in 8 years. I got to play Dean. And it was weird, man. It was fun. I would have rather done it after Supernatural was over, but they were only filming for a couple months, so I had to do it during Supernatural. But I realized in playing Dean that there's only one Dean. When I hang Sam's hat up, I'll go look at other characters.
Thank you.
Thank So in 7 years, we haven't done another black and white episode. I thought it was so awesome, and I hope we get to do that again. Who? All right, I'm sorry.
Someone's trying to FaceTime me. I don't know who they are.
I was going to answer. So yeah, I would say a black and white episode.
Dean, because I guess it is, there is kind of an internal struggle, but I think it's less of an internal struggle than what he was going through the past two to three seasons. I think it's been more, in fact I was talking about this in the meet and greet, the fact that Dean is able to share with his brother his insecurities is, I think, something that's we haven't seen a lot of. The fact that Dean's able to admit that he can't control whatever this connection that he has to Amara in the darkness, and he's asking his brother to help. That's not something that we generally see from Dean's character. He generally internalizes that and just tries to figure it out and solve it on his own. So I think the fact that he is being more emotionally available or putting himself out there more emotionally this season is part of the reason I think why the brothers' bond has strengthened this year. And the fact that I think Dean was finally felt forgiven for Gabriel and the Arcane and Demon Dean and all these things that have happened over the past 2 seasons. I think now that he sees that Sam still has his back and still has faith in their relationship is kind of what is fueling Dean towards the end of the season. And so him being vulnerable and emotional enough, or emotionally available enough to ask Sam for help and to wear his feelings a little more outward, I think is what we're seeing, in my opinion. If I'm not portraying that, then that's my fault, and I apologize. You can't have two emotionally wrecked people. One's got to be the pillar of strength.
It'd be like this. If we were both internal, it'd be like, action. You okay? Yeah, me too. I'm great too.
It's just, I gotta talk about my feelings.
I gotta talk about mine.
I really need to know.
I have more feelings.
I have more feelings. Okay, listen to me. Why are you so emotionally shut off from me? Listen, I'm trying to share with you.
That's our season 13 log line. Keep watching.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
I love you. And thank you. I was wondering.
She was talking to me.
Yeah.
Wild and crazy ride that has been supernatural. So
I'm going to do something totally impromptu. I'm going to look to my left and ask what my partner's favorite part was, or first thing to come to mind of each season 1 through 10. Season 1, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Bugs.
Car accident. Season 2, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I don't remember season 2.
I don't need it. Season 3. Just first thing that comes to your mind. Hurry.
The hanging by the hooks at the very end.
Oh yeah, I was going to say Writer's Strike, so Mystery Spot.
Oh yeah.
Season 4.
Season 4, the end.
Jen. Season 5.
Season 5, Swan Song. Creepy Buckets.
Yeah. Season 6.
No, I don't remember anything from season 6.
French Mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Season 7.
It was the season after 6.
A lot of dick jokes, death stores.
Yes, the Leviathans.
Season 8.
Still Leviathans.
What? What, really? Benny. See, I was going to say Salvation.
That was 8?
I guess.
That was 9.
No.
Don't argue with me.
Agree, disagree. I was going to say Sacrifice. Mark Shepard singing David Bowie. Season, what are we at now? 9.
Purgatory? Forget you people!
9.
Wait, season 9 was Gadriel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you speaking in I Am a Pentameter.
Yeah. I remember the outtake when I couldn't see that line. And it was like,
That's happening every season. Usually once a show.
It's true, that's true. Maybe weekly. Season 10.
The Hammer debacle. Hammergate.
I remember being stabbed in the knee after you.
Hammergate and me stabbing you in the knee with a 9-inch blade.
At Nightgate, season 11.
Season 11, the baby.
I think the upshot of that conversation is, are we sure season 2 happened? If you
I think we skipped 2 and went right into 3. Oh wait, I remember 2. Women. Ruby and Bella. The original? Again, did season 2 happen?
I was going to say, somebody said Gabe Tigerman, and that was awesome. Bad Day at Black Rock, was that 2? It was 3? Season 2
All Hell Breaks Loose? All Hell Breaks Loose. That's what Aldous.
Joe.
You getting stabbed in the back by Aldous.
Yeah.
And had the scene with you.
Building the apocalypse on stage.
You dead on the bed in the scene where I had to say, I'm sorry, like Dean had to say, I'm sorry, you had to hold your breath. And I took as long as I could because I wanted to see if I could get you past that.
I always knew you were building it.
Yep. Oh, yeah, buddy. I told Kim Manners, I'm like, listen, just let it roll. Let it roll, because it is 3 o'clock, time for milking.
If I had a nickel.
Just lost Kmart on that one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. Thanks.
That's pretty good.
Well, just last night, we went to Tom's birthday party, and I ordered a steak, and it was a little dry. It was like, Jensen, salt! Gun! Salt, gun, salt. That's a good question.
And that wasn't the last time. Yeah, he fanboyed like hardcore. I don't know. I tend to like just avoid. If I see somebody and I'm like, oh wow, that's so and so, like, and I'm leaving. I do remember, however, there was I was in a restaurant in LA. It was a very small Italian restaurant, and it's basically just a square, like a very small square, not much bigger than this stage. And there's maybe 12 to 15 tables, and that's it. And so I was sitting there, and I was with Daniil and my buddy Steve Carlson, and we were having dinner, and I look over to my left, and I hear this voice, and it's Al Michaels, the sportscaster, and he walks up to the table next. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Al Michaels and Don Rickles. They're like within arm's reach. And then I look straight ahead of me, and there's Chelsea Handler, and I had just been on her show. So she comes over and starts talking to me, and I'm like, and right about that time, Denzel Washington and Lenny Kravitz walk in. And I'm not kidding. I mean, they're like having to like squeeze by the table. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. And, done it.
The musk.
Hashtag blame the musk. And so, yeah, then Denzel and Kravitz walk by, and then they start talking to Don Rickles and Al Michaels, and at this point I'm like urinating underneath the table in excitement, and
Which is not unusual.
it's not really unusual. So luckily I was able to, you know, Daniela I think said, calm down. I'm like, I can't, I'm sorry, this is too much, too close.
Quit crying, calm down.
Well, she said that until she saw Kravitz, and then I had to pull her, and I had to tackle her actually. So yeah, that's one that comes to mind.
Thank you.
Point of that story, don't ever go to Giorgio Baldi's. That's the name of the restaurant.
Because there's pee under the table.
And then at one point, I look over and Denzel and Lenny are having dinner together, and Lenny has like one of those actual phones that you plug into your iPhone, but it looks like an actual phone. Yes, you guys have seen these things? I mean, it's just like a novelty gag. It's stupid, but it's as big as his microphone. and he's talking on it, and then he's like, and then he gets up to go to the restroom, and I look over at Denzel's like, and I watch him for a second, he kind of looks at it, and he's sitting at the table by himself, and he's kind of looking at it, and he's like, I caught that little moment, I was happy about it.
But that's like a 20-second long moment. Did you turn away?
No, I was like this. What was your experience like on any set? I mean, Supernatural.
That's a valid question.
What was the first experience, our experience like?
Yes. Yeah.
Pertaining to Supernatural?
Yeah.
So like when we met for the first time kind of thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't like each other.
I was like, wow, this guy is really tall and skinny.
And I was like, wow,
this guy's handsome.
Maybe I didn't read the script right. I thought I was supposed to have a brother. That's one of the earlier, I don't remember getting the script originally, but I remember reading through it and being like, you know, at the time, like Charmed was on, and Angel, and maybe Buffy was still on. And those are all great shows, but not the show I wanted to do next in my career. I was like, well, fun, but I wanted to do something a little bit grittier and more real, a little bit kind of like gnarlier. And they were like, no, listen, this is not going to be a show about like the goofy aspects of science fiction. It's going to be kind of gritty like X-Files. I was like, all right, well, send it to me, let me read it. And I read it and I was like, this kicks ass. Like we should definitely go after this. And so very shortly thereafter, probably within the span of a week or something, we were reading for the heads of the network in the studio, and we show up, and usually when you get to an audition, it's a horrifically anxiety-inducing process. And you usually walk in, and it's like all the guys who kind of look like you and are within 5 years of your age, either with this or that way. A lot of them have a lot more experience, and they're all talking about like this role they just did or that thing it's a mortifying, just really dehumanizing experience. And so we get there, and I'm like, okay, every person who I've ever seen on a TV show or movie that's my age is going to be there auditioning for this pilot, because it was the big Warner Brothers pilot. So I show up, and Johnny Hansen walks in, and he's like, hey, you seen Days of Our Lives, Dark Angel, and Smallville? Yeah.
And I knew he had it. It was just reality.
No, and so he walks in, we start talking. Hey, where are you from? Texas. Me too.
Yeah.
Who's your yee-haw? Yee-frickin'-haw. Who's your team? Cowboys. Me too. You listen to music? Yeah. You like country? Yeah. Me too. Long story short, we got along, and we were the only people that showed up.
Yeah, then my question was, where's everybody else? He's like, I don't know. He's like, are you reading for Sam or Dean? I'm like, I'm reading for Dean. He's like, I'm reading for Sam. I'm like, So where's everybody else? Where are the other 10 actors that are fighting for this job, right? Fighting for this role? And no one ever showed up. And then they asked the two of us to come back. We read together for the first time ever in front of 30 executives at Warner Brothers
When I told Dad I was scared of the thing in my closet, he gave me a 45.
What was he supposed to do? In actuality, it was, what was he supposed to do?
He gave me 45.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, thank you.
You got it. Here he is, the chair of destiny. And the tail of destiny, apparently.
The creepy mask of destiny.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, say hi to
Chantal.
Chantal.
Oh, yes, where are you from first? Let's get the pleasantries out of the way.
Oh, nice. Hi, we all know that. How do we? I've never heard of it.
Nobody has.
Vacation places.
Right on. We'll say hi to your SBN family out there. Now, Chantal, what is your question?
Okay, my question is, if you guys were to, it's a really hard question, now my head is, if you guys were to have something like the French mistake happen, only in reverse, and were to separately end up in Sam and Dean's shoes, and you had a day pretending to be your character with their brother, what would you say to your brother that you think he should hear the most that his brother would never be able to say to him?
Sheesh. Wow. That's a good one.
There's a lot that I would like to say to my pseudo brother, but I've got to be brutally honest. If Jared ever woke up in Sam Winchester's shoes, Jared would find the nearest bathroom and hide in it and cry and lock the door. Yes, and so I think the thing that Jared as Sam Winchester would say to his brother Dean is, just keep me safe, keep me safe. I try to write this out, it's 24 hours.
I think the first thing,
yeah, that he's...
I have an important message. I have a very important message for both of the Winchester brothers. And I hope that they hear me.
Sam would probably get you if you were, caught. He'd probably think you're shifter or something.
Get me as in like... Listen, this isn't a big thing, it's just a very small thing, but it's just a tiny suggestion that I, Jensen, would have for the Winchester brothers. And that is, use the damn grenade launcher. It's literally been there since episode 1. Or maybe they just don't have any grenades. Oh. I'm sure they do.
So then Sam would say, load up on some grenades. Chantal, thank you so much.
Thanks for sharing this. luck. Thank you all very much for spending your Sunday afternoon with us and your weekend with us. We feel a lot of love in the room, and we hope you feel it back. So again, we hope to see you again sometime soon. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen.